Oh shit, it's lit. Oh shit,
It's lit. Oh shit, it's lit. Oh shit,
It's
it's
Los
lit.
Amigos podcast. It's not lit. It's Los Amigos podcast, which
Yeah,
is
weird.
very lit. And it is your main munchkin Dylan Booyah Barbosa. To my left is George, the Indominus Rex. And then to
Always
the,
a new nickname.
and then
You
to
can't
the
get-
right, we have Dave, Fro from outer space, my
What's up?
man
How you doing?
Veloso. We're here. We're back at you, and this is Los Amigos. Thank you for joining us today on this beautiful episode and this beautiful day wherever you are. Maybe you're in some sunshine. That's great. Maybe you're in your work bathroom trying to avoid doing work, which is equally as fine.
Equals fine as long as you're listening
That's
to
cool.
our podcast.
Be wherever you want. But for this episode, I want you all to just tone in and be on the same wavelength as us because we're talking about things that are overrated or what we call gassed, and things that are absolutely lit or what we call great and having a good time.
Basically, things that people gas
Like-
that aren't that lit.
Yeah, that's exactly the topic for today's
Things
episode.
that are over exaggerated.
Absolutely. So things that, like, let's give some examples. What I think is extremely gassed is vaginas.
I don't know. That's some good stuff over there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Eh,
No, you don't. That's
I got
a little
my
sus
hand.
then.
I have my hand.
Oh, okay.
All right, what else?
I don't need
Steve?
anything else.
What else?
I've got a hand, a wet paper towel, and a thing of napkins, and I think that's it.
A thing of napkins,
Uh-huh.
some lotion,
Yeah.
and okay. Anyway, but
And
for
a
real
hole,
though,
and a hole in my pillow.
Yeah,
That I call
the fuck pillow.
Marcelo.
You call it a guy? Okay.
Well, no, it could be a girl too.
As the podcast,
Marcelo's unisex.
It's
Okay.
unisex.
as the podcast progresses,
There's no
Dylan
such thing as
turns more and
gender.
more gay.
There's no such thing
that's
as
true.
gender, so it could be whatever it wants to be.
In all seriousness,
In all
After all that.
seriousness, so what is gassed?
Well, one thing we came up with was pool tables.
Yeah, pool tables are pretty gassed. Meaning that we think that pool tables are way overrated.
They're really expensive.
They're really expensive.
Stupid expensive. You
Uh,
have to have it
and you
leveled.
probably play it like once or twice before you get bored of it, and now it's just this humongous wooden beast
Well, I have
in
a
whatever room you have.
pool table, and it's just no longer a pool table. It's a table.
Now it's an actual
It's just a
table, right?
table to hold things.
Exactly.
The thing is, you have to have for a functioning pool table. You need a room that fits the like stick at its like worst
and the table.
and the table.
And then
so you need a gigantic room for this damn pool table, and then you need to care enough about pool to play pool.
Another problem that I hate about pool in people's houses is that usually like people get these pool tables and put them in rooms that the walls are too close to the table.
Well, yeah.
So
This
every
is exactly what I'm talking about.
I've
It's the
never,
worst.
Yes.
I've never been into like a person's house that has a pool table
Okay.
where I actually can play pool without
Right.
slamming the wall
without
with the
just
stick.
marking up their walls
With the blue
pool-
thing?
Yeah, with the blue powder. Yeah.
It's always it's
You know what you could do with that blue?
oh Jesus.
Chalk up your hands and do some gymnastics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I knew-
exactly
I knew
what
that's
you
where
can
you were
do.
going.
What else can you do with it, Dylan?
You know,
That's it.
the run of the mill.
George is trying to avoid it.
Clap it on your balls,
There it
okay.
and then you have literal blue balls.
Yeah, there you go.
Or if you have the red powder,
There's a red one?
There's a red one.
I've seen
Are
red.
they more advanced?
probably.
That
Do you
sounds
think
like
so?
a waste of money.
it's
and
the same
extremely
thing.
gassed.
It's the same thing.
Speaking of pool, do you guys ever seen like trick shots?
Yeah.
With pool?
Oh, the snooker.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, those things are those guys.
Who?
Like it's those European dudes
Oh, okay.
that play and
Yep.
like it's called snooker. So
There's
it's
like
the
different,
red.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
colored
yeah,
balls.
yes,
You put it in,
yes.
you get 1 point or something. Certain, you have
Yeah.
to hit like 3 red balls in before you can hit.
Right.
And
Something
like
else.
I've seen people get like perfect like aces or whatever you call them.
Ace.
I don't know.
hmm
Like they get the whole thing in one go.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Those are also the guys that go home and stick those pool cues
Oh.
Straight up their ass.
right up their ass.
Yeah.
Because they don't have girlfriends. They're
playing pool.
They're
all
playing
the
pool
time.
all the time. So they're a little lonely, but you know, cool. They
Pool's
have a
awesome.
hobby. You know, and I hate pool halls. Like I think
Really?
that's extremely gassed because
Oh, okay. Yeah.
it's like
Never clean.
I'm not. If I have a girl with me, I'm not taking her to a pool hall.
She would get so upset.
First of all, we'd walk in, and immediately need a defibrillator for all the smoke that we're inhaling into our lungs, and we're just passed out on the ground.
That's not enough. There's mildew
Mildew
from
and
the
asbestos
carpets all
Mhm.
over the place.
Oh, from those nasty moldy carpets that never been cleaned once.
They always have carpets, and it's always moldy.
Yeah, and the walls are painted with really shitty designs. You know what I mean? Like a bulldog face with like devil horns. And
Yeah.
It's like, welcome to Mad Dog's Pool House, baby.
Mad Dog, you're too old for
Yeah.
this.
Mad Dog is like 45.
Hang it up.
He tried to get a 9 to 5, but he just wasn't his life, you know?
Yeah, he just
He
did a
just-
pool hall
he decided
instead.
to open
he
up a
needed
pool
to
hall.
open up a pool hall.
He
Right.
couldn't live life without opening up a pool hall.
Exactly.
And so Mad Dogs came to life.
And he made
it's
sure
the
it was
worst
the
place.
dustiest place.
Yeah,
in town.
he went out of his way
hmm
to make sure that it was stupid dirty.
The people that hang out at pool halls, like the regulars, are really creepy.
They're savages.
They're a little weird.
They're always grown men.
It's always like the kind of guys that like are retired but like don't have families. You know what I mean? Like instead of spending time with their families, they're at pool halls just downing bourbon and scotch.
like hard liquor.
Yeah, and they're just like really shaggy, out of place beards and
Yep.
There's always like a legend at one of those
Uh-huh.
places who was
the guy that everyone talks about, the most gassed.
the
The most gassed of them all.
the most gassed man.
Hubert Hemingway.
He comes in with like a briefcase with a like a
Uh-huh.
3-part pool cue. He has to like screw it in.
Oh, he's got his own like professional
Mm,
kit.
Yeah, he's got
Wow.
the kit. He's got a signature on it,
Mhm.
but he wrote it because he
Yeah,
never
that's-
got like top level.
Yeah.
So he made his own line. But anyway,
Yeah, he
comes in
he named his pool cue Gravedigger.
yeah, for all the people he slaughtered.
for all the
in
people he slaughtered in games of pool
yeah.
and slaughtered in real life.
Oh, all right.
That's like the secret name behind
Yeah,
it.
we'll get to
Okay.
murderers sometime soon in the podcast.
He also's got this nice tropical what is it? Tony Bahamas. What's the name of it? Tommy Bahamas.
Tommy Bahama
Nice Tommy
t-shirt.
Bahama t-shirt on.
Yeah,
Always bring sandals.
Well, actually, it's more of a Tony Bahamas shirt.
Yeah, it's
a
not
knockoff.
official.
It's not the real one. Tony.
It's got like Tony Hawk on it.
it's like weird. It's
Yeah,
rad
it's
weird.
got Tony Hawk on it.
with
So
flip flops.
He does, and he
Mhm.
everyone
Poorly-
talks about him. He's always in the corner with
Yeah.
his pool cue,
yeah,
and you have to like approach him properly, and you have had to win a certain amount of
Yeah,
games.
he always has a table. He's always at the table.
Yeah, but he's very selective of who he plays against. So
right,
when
'cause he
people
wants to
come,
look good.
yeah, if people come to his table to try to play with him, he never just like lets it rock. You have to prove to him that you're worth his
Mhm.
while.
Like he needs to ask you. Like he needs to watch you play,
Yeah,
and he's like, "Wow, this guy really knows how to play. Let's
Yeah,
let's
you
get
could
a
be
game."
something, kid.
yeah.
You could be something one of these days.
And he trains him.
Let me try and train you, and you're just like, I'm just here to. I paid $5 to play some pool. I
was gonna go into a whole montage.
Yeah, after this, we're going to Stacy's Sweet 16. So
Oh,
Yeah, like you're hanging out at a place where
We're
kids
not
go
going-
to,
Is
sir.
Yeah.
that Steve? Is Steve going there?
might be
Yeah.
Slippery Steve, the guy from
The after
our after
podcast.
podcast.
Episode
Go listen to those.
please.
You know what else sucks about those places? The bathrooms. Oh, those bathrooms, man.
Graffiti all over the place.
It's a portal to hell when you walk through those bathrooms. It's just
The door hinge doesn't close.
There's a hobo.
yeah,
Doing his
somebody's
thing.
passed out somewhere in that bathroom.
It's like,
Tiles
it's just
are
a
missing.
pool hall. Like it's not a bar.
It's just a very gassed location.
I think so. And a gassed item to be in your house, really.
Yeah.
One
so
thing that I have an issue with. How do you
Let me know.
if you scratch like the green
Oh,
part?
man,
how do you
there's always
fix
a
that?
guy. You got to get a
Mhm.
new
Like,
cloth.
Yeah, to the part where
you
like
replace it with turf.
oh okay
Like
Why?
actual like turf
or real
Like soccer
grass
turf.
or real
and
grass,
grow
or
it.
you plant real grass on it.
Yeah,
And
that
just
seems
trim it-
logical to me.
Trim it with the women's razor. Just like get it down to a nice,
Nice,
soft
smooth.
complexity. Yeah. There you
Yeah, that's how they make it. It's not a carpet.
Yeah,
go.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not seamstresses. They don't know what they're doing.
Have you ever been like really afraid? Have you ever really like fucked up a pool like carpet thing?
Not my own, but
Hmm.
I've seen other people do it, and it's your heart kind of just melts. Cause
Oh,
Everyone
you
always
fall
tell-
for it.
Everyone always everyone always tells you like how expensive the thing is when you're playing it.
Oh yeah.
They're always like, "Oh, dude, you know how expensive that is?"
They're like, bro, let me tell you something. You see this pool table right here?
Uh-huh.
You know about this pool table?
What is it?
Mahogany African tree. wood is what we're using on this
Exported.
table.
If you
straight.
go to someone's house and they have a pool table, they're gonna talk about it more than you want to hear about it. They're gonna talk about how mahogany it is and
Yep.
how the balls were made by a man who only does this and as his career. Like he only makes pool balls.
And he gets them from elephant tusks.
Yeah.
Oh, the illegal.
The illegal
Legal
Okay,
trade is
nice.
by. It's just like he's always gonna go over that. He's gonna talk about his pool cues.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So yeah,
I'm
that
done talking about
Yeah.
pool. I think right now I'm just talking about it. I'm like, this is so gassed. I hate pool
yeah,
right now.
it's so gas.
It's fun to play once in a while when you're at a bar or something.
I'm not buying a pool table though.
But
You have some
exactly.
friends over.
So pool table, gas.
Gassed. Next.
Gassed.
Next we have, I think we have a good one here. Florida.
Oh, the state itself. Yeah.
The
Well,
state
if
of
anyone
Florida.
is from Florida, just know that you're living in the most gas state in the United States of
Yeah.
America.
Florida is so gassed,
Yeah, it is.
and it's not even lit.
Maybe. It could be lit sometimes.
It could be lit like once. In
Like
a
every
while.
place has its moments, you know, but I just
Every-
think Florida is the most tourist trap, overrated retirement location in all of the United States. Like it really is.
Easily, everyone. Goes
It is. It's dirt cheap to live in
Mm-hmm.
by New Jersey standards, where we're recording this podcast, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone goes down to retire there.
The standard of living is cheaper.
It's absolutely like
Yeah, it's this like swamps and like
yeah, and it's the Sunshine State, but
it's always sunny.
is it really?
always
I don't know.
raining.
Every time I go there, it's always raining,
Yeah.
cloudy, humid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, beaches are right.
Beaches
guess.
is it's
still
not
the Atlantic though,
it's
because
still seaweedy as shit.
yeah, it's still like Jersey Beach.
You still step in a
in a way.
syringe.
Yeah.
You know what I
so we're
mean?
back in Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
Exactly.
welcome to the Jersey Shore.
Yeah. So you
Alright,
know.
Well, I've never been there.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So how's Universal Studios? Because
And
that's
like the theme park.
Well,
Oh.
thing.
yeah.
Okay. So
But-
basically, all Florida is
Let's
a
hear it.
theme park. It's like that's all Florida
That's the
is.
state of
And
Florida.
a swamp.
It's you have. This is how Florida is divided into a couple parts, 3 parts.
This is how we do it.
One part is theme parks, the other part is swamp, and then the last part is trailer homes. That's like all Florida in a nutshell, right there.
That's
um,
more or less what we see.
Exactly. Well, that's just my experience. I've had some really shitty experiences in Florida. One
Like what?
being for entertainment. A couple friends and I, we were like, all right, well, you know, we're here. What are we gonna do tonight? We were like, let's go to this go-kart place. This seems cool. They have Florida's littered with mini golf and go-karting places, you know, just to trap families into coming in.
How fast
um,
are these goat carts?
Are they like real deal
They're
sex
like cool.
appeal?
They're like, you know, fast enough where you can't outrun them. So they're
Oh.
pretty fast.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like 25 mile per hour speed limit. You know, go-karts.
okay.
So they're fun. Whatever. Maybe they get up to 40 miles per hour. Who knows? The point is,
More importantly.
more importantly, we go there and we see these go-karts. We're like, okay, cool. Like this is labeled as like an adventure land or something. You know, it's like all these fun things to do.
Yeah.
You go there, it's these go-karts. And then immediately to the left, we notice there's a fucking alligator pit.
Why?
And we're like, wait a minute.
There's no reason for those two
What the
things
fuck
to
is
cross.
this? We're like, who comes somewhere and we just look and it's these depressed alligators just barely holding on to life. They're just kind of crawling around like, help. Like the water is just like from the sink. They just like
They
make
just
a
throw it in there.
made like a little mini pool. It's dirty. Everyone's throwing
So-
cigarette butts
Aw.
and coins to make
Like
wishes.
the water
They
park.
think the alligators are fake because of how terrible they
Yeah,
look.
and it's absolutely shit. But here's the kicker, though.
Let me hear it.
The attraction of this is that for some sort of fee, I think
Uh-huh.
it was like $5.
The Mega Pass.
They give you raw hot dogs that you could put on fish poles and just jam it at the alligators until one of them is just annoyed enough to take it off of your
Just
fishing
throw
pole.
it at them.
It's literally a string and this fishing pole tied with a hot dog that you just gotta smack it
Just
against
smack
their
'em with a wet
foreheads.
sausage.
Smack it against their foreheads until they hate their lives enough to just take it out and just end it. You know what I mean?
Oh my god,
So, That's literally the attraction. And I'm watching these families the size of beach balls, these people like
Oh
just
jeez.
humongous
man.
Americans that are so entertained by this. Hey, John, come here, boy. Come on, now hit this alligator with a hot dog.
Oh man.
There you go, boy. Now get him. Get him in the eyes.
Make sure you
Oh,
hit
that's
him.
the goal. You hit 'em
Yeah,
in the
boy.
eyes.
Yeah.
If the more you hit them in the eyes, the more
right.
chance that they'll eat it.
These alligators, these poor bastards.
How are they going? How do they sound like?
They're like,
Please no.
get me out of here. they're
Kill
just,
me.
Yeah, like one, like you look and like one of them is on its belly in the water, just like completely dead, just like floating.
Just moving and floating.
Yeah, it's like its stomach is up and it's just floating, just dead, and like kids are still trying to hit it with hot dogs for some reason.
Even in the afterlife,
It's terrible.
he can't catch a break.
Yeah,
Constantly getting hit with wet
those are
sausages.
those are the alligators that
Oh shit.
that are criminals and convicts where they get sentenced to go and hang out is in these kind of adventure
Well, yeah,
land
like
places.
I've heard stories
That's the
about
afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
angry alligators who attack. I can see why they're getting attacked
Oh,
with
poor things.
sausages and
Yeah, it's
Spit, I don't know.
miserable. And it's
Side
like,
note.
and another thing is, if you live in Florida, you got to worry about these bastards coming into your backyard
That's why it's so gassed.
and like black mambas and all kinds of venomous things. Like
Just
you know
swamp
what I mean?
creatures. There's just so
God.
many swamp creatures.
Insects the size
Oh
of your
my God.
fist. It's like
One time, speaking of insects, I went to Florida one time. I was really young, and there was this like weird storm of insects everywhere.
gnats, swarms.
It was just like it was dark because of how many bugs were around me
Mm-hmm.
there, and it was just like a regular street, and you just see people like walking, like Florida people just walking, like, all right, this is normal, like mad bugs smacking them in
Yeah,
the face.
they're built to take those things.
But it was just like a weather forecast. It's like, all right, today there's gonna be like 7,000 insects downtown. Like,
Yeah.
watch out. And it was just like this swarm of insects. It was
That's
ridiculous. I didn't know how to handle that situation. We were just in the car begging for our lives to
Right.
not die right here.
Yeah, and I think Florida also does a good job of gassing up Miami. I
Really?
think Miami's extremely gassed.
Mm-hmm. Explain.
It's just, it's Miami City, and then there's South Beach, which has just got a whole line of bars and restaurants, and it's just a strip. And then on the beach, it's just,
Overpriced Cuban food.
overrated. Everything is extremely overrated. Like it's just
So expensive.
media and famous celebrities love to just get paid to hype up those areas, and actual people go there, and it's not as good as, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
yeah. Well, for me, I've never been there.
Okay.
Would you
And
want to go to Florida?
I've heard a lot of hype about Universal Studios and
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah, the tourist traps.
Yeah.
Literally.
Epcot.
You know how much a
Movies.
ticket was to Universal Studios?
Recently.
It was around $210 or $215
For 2 days, 3
for
days.
like 2 days. And
That's
then
so
like
much
there's,
money. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a
they
lot.
have the promotions, but
That's how much
for,
like a night
for a
at
park
hotel is.
ticket, it's about $100, $80
So
to
the
$100.
price is gassed.
Yeah.
How
The
do you
park
get there though?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you take a bus? You take a
No,
train?
you could drive there.
Okay, so you got to pay for the car.
Yep.
You
$20
got to
parking.
pay for parking.
Mm-hmm. Eat that.
It's only $20.
For general parking, and then you can pay for the VIP, I think. But
That's the robbery parking. That's where you're getting
That's where
robbed.
you're getting robbed.
You can see all the bandits when you're coming in.
Yeah, they're guiding you into your parking space. Right, this is where we're gonna rob you.
This
So-
in here? Oh,
yeah,
this dark alley? Yeah,
Mhm.
a little bit closer.
Yeah,
All right.
let me take you to the theme park. You guys, hey, you guys, you kids want to go to the theme park?
I got a discount.
Tell mom and dad to take you and follow me. Just don't
Yeah.
follow those.
So you have to
guys.
pay $50 for the regular parking where you won't get jacked.
It's and then everything else is you go in, and
about
God
that?
forbid you get hungry. God
Oh.
forbid you feel the
Yeah.
need for nutrition
Jeez.
because you are looking to just take out a loan.
Alone, yeah, they have their own part in like their own bank in their
It's
park where you
their-
can take out
so
loans for their
they're-
food.
They're helping out.
So if
our
you're a
economy.
normal human being with normal human needs,
right, this is what you're paying
don't go
for.
to Florida.
You're paying for a greasy chicken tender.
At what cost?
Give us a. Did you eat
Aside
once?
from your health.
Have
Yeah.
you ever ate there?
Yeah, I did.
How much did you pay?
I
What did you
paid close to $25
get?
for a very gassed and overhyped turkey leg.
Really?
Yeah.
And like one
uh,
chicken tender.
20 for a turkey leg?
Yeah, turkey leg.
We're okay. $25 for a
Listen,
turkey
so I got the
leg.
turkey leg.
Okay.
It came with a side of unsalted fries that I had to salt myself,
Oh God.
like cafeteria hospital fries.
Like cardboard?
Yep.
No.
Not good. Not tasty.
And a water bottle, and that's literally all I got. It was like close to $20. It was like just a ridiculous
How
amount of money.
hungry were you right after
Still hungry enough to get dinner.
that?
It just doesn't do anything for you.
That's such
That's
a scam.
that's amusement park food. That's very overhyped because it's just the price you have to pay to be at these places.
Yeah. If
and
you want to
get
go,
your money's worth for paying the admission. So you kind of just have to eat it, and you're literally like, no pun intended, just eat it and those prices.
you have to
Um,
take those prices.
Eat those prices.
So what about the parks in general? Are they fun?
They're fun if you like waiting on lines for extended amount of
Yeah,
time.
but that's everything though.
Is it?
Uh,
Because there's the guys that come and just because they pay more money than you get to cut to the very front of the line.
Yeah.
So is it worth it? I'm pretty sure that would be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
Because-
to have the all worth it trip to I did air quotes, all worth it trip to like Universal or something like that, or a park or anything like that. Because besides that, like Universal is one park, and
Yep.
then Disney is another park,
Oh, boy.
totally different.
Oh my goodness.
So you to have you want to go to Universal and Disney, and you want to get everything like
Yeah.
the best deal,
And
it's
souvenirs.
$1,000 easily.
Yeah.
You have to just on parks alone.
right. It's more expensive than probably doing an all inclusive to some Caribbean island
Exactly.
or even going maybe to some parts of Europe or other parts of the world. Like, it's just a ripoff.
Yeah, and
Extremely gassed.
So the money is gassed.
it's not and like that's
Florida's gassed.
Florida
Just in general.
in general is gas.
What about the Harry Potter Diagonale?
Gassed.
Gas
gas?
too?
It's not that cool.
It's cool, but would I pay $200 to see it again?
That's exactly
you see
where
what
it
I'm
comes
saying?
Well,
to,
yeah,
you know?
you go once.
Yeah.
There's no point in going again unless
Right.
they have a new attraction.
And then other than that, if you're, God forbid, you're somebody that doesn't have the budget to pay for these theme parks, the next best thing is what I just talked about are these Adventureland places that are the most knockoff entertainment value places
low
that
budget.
they're so
Low budget.
that you might lose a leg if you go on something like one of these rides. You know what I mean?
Low budget, high price tag.
Yeah.
High danger.
Extreme risk of danger, losing your leg to an alligator.
Yeah, and then
Like-
another thing I did when I was in Florida was I did one of those like swamp excursions where you get in an airboat and you go see some fucking swamp wildlife,
Yeah.
and it was the most unprofessional. It just was like, who was running this business? Because you show up in a dirt parking lot. That's where you know your adventure is
Yeah.
gonna be shit. You show up and you park in a dirt parking lot.
Cars bumping all over the
Cars
place.
just like going back and forth. There's no lanes. It's like you just kind of just do your own thing and you park in a dirt parking lot.
Your
and there's
windshield
fucking-
is just filled with dirt, dust.
Exactly. And you know it's shit when you see a peacock running around. Because you're like,
Where did he come from?
you're like,
Yo, that's so true though. There's always a peacock in a suck place.
Yeah. If you're in a fucking dirt parking lot and a peacock's roaming around, you're like, okay, I'm in for a shit time. So you
But
go.
you already paid, so you
Yeah,
have to.
so
Somebody always makes a comment on the peacock too. They're like, "Oh wow, the
yeah,
peacock."
like you get like people who've never seen a bird in their lives take pictures. All of a sudden, dad's a wildlife photographer for Nat Geo.
Starts explaining, oh, the males have bigger tails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he tries to tell us how
Hey,
it
hey,
works.
come here, boy.
Females.
You ain't know about the deer peacock? Let me tell you about these peacock.
He starts getting more into it.
They say the male peacock's got a 10-inch penis.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, so he doesn't know shit. So other than that, you go in and you pay $12 or something, and you get on a line with, I swear, the craziest people that you've ever seen. Like half teeth on one side of their mouths, like
The other half, nothing.
the other half is gums, and you're just like, what is happening? These people,
They
I
got-
swear,
They don't speak
They have
proper
some-
English.
They have something on their leg.
right? Like some people are on all fours, like crawling through the dirt.
with their necks tilted.
Like I swear they're crazy.
They're walking like
Oh,
their belly is facing up,
Mhm.
but like their legs and arms are crawling.
Right,
they look
and then
up
you
into
get
the sky.
the mandatory redneck mom with a shirt that's
Mandatory.
2 sizes smaller than what she should be wearing.
Short shorts and
Right.
everything.
And on the shirt it says, "I'm a money bad bitch," or something.
So like something that's a lie.
Or
Yeah,
Victoria's
and
Secret.
bedazzled. Right.
Like a Victoria's Secret.
Right. Yeah. And she's got a fanny pack on. It's those people. You know, I'm sure at some point in all of our lives we've encountered
It's
those
the
people.
American tourist.
Yeah. Or they just the American in general. That could be the mascot for America.
The-
Anyways, so we get on this speedboat, and here comes our captain.
Not a captain.
Like a 18-year-old like swamp man who I like wish we'd asked him if he had an actual form of ID on him. Like, can we see
you have a
hopped on the
government
boat.
ID.
Yeah, sir, are you actually a person?
He
Like
takes a piece of paper out that just says, "I ride
swamp boats. I them like they there swamp boats. So and like I swear to God, he was wearing like a camouflage tank top and just like a snap hat and like you know just these jeans.
Long hair.
Don't trust anyone
John
that's
Deere
wearing
like equipment.
don't trust anyone wearing camouflage and jeans in 90-degree weather
No.
in the middle of a swamp. And
really
he's
long fingernails.
just
Ugh.
dirty. So, whatever.
That's the
We're
experience.
we're under his mercy now. so we're trusting this guy to parade us through the swamps and
Filled with alligators and
filled with-
crocodiles.
yeah, and it's scary because these swamp boats are maybe like 6 inches to the water. So God
With
for-
the alligators.
God forbid this boat tilts for a second. Somebody's going over.
Straight
And
into an alligator's
yeah,
mouth.
so what happens is he takes us on like a circle, just a regular circle around this swamp. Hey, boy, you ever look over there to your left, you're going to see there swamp pigeon.
He has his own nicknames
Yeah,
for like the things. It's not
yeah.
telling us like the
Yeah,
real
we call
name.
we call them swamp pigeons because they get up, they flock like a bird. They're some birds. And he's just like, and you're just like, anyone, a rock is more educated. No offense to any of our listeners that are actually swamp guides. If you are, I don't know.
I don't know why we listen to
I
podcasts,
don't,
but that's
yeah,
okay.
I don't even know you guys got radio out there. I don't know what you guys got
Wow.
out there.
The swampland.
You guys hooked up a potato to some fucking copper wires and you're listening to this.
to a crocodile.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, so he's and then he's just parading through the swamp and just pointing out these random animals.
Was the
And
like
you see an occasional alligator. And I swear to you, this is what happened. We were looking forever because we couldn't find these goddamn alligators.
Mhm.
And then he finally finds one, and he goes, "All right, now what we're gonna do? We're gonna ride up to this one." And he rides up to it, and he's like, "All right, now everybody want to get their cameras out for this." I kid you not, my man slowly approached the alligator, grabbed this wild alligator by the tail as it flailed in the water. Everyone's, I don't know, semi-terrified,
Petrified.
semi-excited. You know what I mean? I'm a little bit like, what in the fuck? Please release this alligator before it flops into this boat. But like everybody else, like, yeah, get him, hey, go get that gator. And it's like they love this. They're entertained by this. And I'm just like, man, this is why Florida is extremely gassed because nobody. It's just like, ugh, I'm tired of it.
Florida's motto is high risk, low reward. You
Exactly.
go in there,
high risk, high profits for us.
Yeah, high risk, high sunburn. So that's exactly
So
it.
they go in there and what?
they just go in there and just pray that you don't get eaten by an alligator.
Yeah.
That's the high risk.
Right.
Low
And-
reward would be mediocre entertainment.
Yeah, and then after you get off the boat, they have like this little petting thing where you could pet I don't know,
Alligators,
emus, and shit.
peacocks,
llamas.
Yeah, take pictures with like rabbits. I don't know. It's
low budget
It's
petting
so
zoo.
it's so trash. But that's just my reasoning. I'm sure many viewers have their own reasoning as to
That's the white
whether
gas.
or not they like Florida or not, depending on if they've been. But we love to hear some stories. If you guys have any stories about Florida, comment on something.
Comment.
We would love to hear your experiences because.
Absolutely.
Do you feel the same way? Do you think Florida is as gassed as we're making it seem?
I mean,
I
Dylan,
think
you've
it's
also
gas, to be honest.
frequently been to Florida.
Yeah, my
that could-
family owns timeshare.
So that could be.
Which is because my mother's afraid of flying, and to her, a 2-hour flight is something that she can bear with. And the only place that you can go that's kind of nice for 2 hours is Florida because it's the resorts, and she got a timeshare.
okay, so but
Um,
I feel like maybe you're a little biased because you've frequently been there, so
No,
maybe you.
Well, yeah. Well, that gives me enough credibility. I've been there enough times
Yeah, but maybe
To
you got
see if it
tired of
sucks
it.
or
to
not.
see all of Florida and to know if Florida is a place I'd go back to, and I'll tell you no. Unless I'm with some friends and we're doing some drinking and partying and
Yeah,
doing our
Dylan's
own
always
thing,
partying.
doing our own thing and having a good time, Florida is gassed.
Well, okay. I
I respect-
disagree. I don't know. I've never been there, so I really can't.
Have you
say.
been somewhere like frequently where you think it was gassed or no? He's shaking his head.
I've
No,
been
it's
to
not. Do it.
2 countries. No, I've been including this one and Portugal, so I really
Okay.
can't.
Nice. George Portuguese for everyone
And
who knows.
We're all Portuguese.
We're all
really.
Portuguese.
We're revealing
this is
this
a
and
Portuguese
whenever this
podcast.
is.
Yeah, it's the get to know us section today.
Yeah.
What
Get to know
else?
what-
What else do we think is gas?
Well, okay. So one of the things you brought up with Florida, I'm gonna add into this one, go-karts. I think go-karts
yeah,
are
I think we've covered that when I talked about that go karting story. They're pretty gas.
But just like go-karts in general,
Yeah, the whole thing about go
They go
karts.
low speeds.
low speeds or too high speeds.
I've never been in a too high one.
Yeah.
And you just like they have the you're not a race car driver, so you don't know how to act on the track. So they will have like straightaways, and then a sharp right turn, like a hairpin turn, and you just slam into the
Mhm.
wall because you don't know what you're doing.
Only thing I like about go karting is getting my friends in trouble with the go kart operators by hitting them in the back, and clearly you're not supposed to, and then they spin out, and then they're looking at you like, God, come on. And now the guy has to stop the whole thing, and everybody's looking at you as he's turning around your go kart, and you're just like, well, I'm embarrassed.
Yeah,
So,
there's just, Dylan's a little bit of a dick in that go kart arena.
yeah, everyone's
Yeah,
we've all
don't
done
race with Dylan.
Don't race.
Actually, one thing that you brought up were fanny packs.
that. Okay,
I think those are overrated.
are they a thing? Like,
yeah,
do
people use that
love
often.
fanny packs now?
A
Maybe.
lot of people like to use those.
I mean, like, what can you fit in there?
I don't think you see them in the winter. That's why maybe I haven't seen them.
Yeah,
But
I
like-
have to refresh.
definitely
on
in the
Let's see if
summer.
this upcoming summer there's a lot of people with fanny packs.
What are you holding?
You got to
in
go
there?
to like a vacation zone
Mm-hmm.
to see the fanny packs come out.
Yeah.
What adult, is rocking the fanny pack? What do you have? Pens, pencils? Like,
The passports, for whatever reason,
Why?
like
just
high, like things that if you stole the fanny pack, it would be really annoying to have to
highlighters?
replace.
Is that what they have?
Who knows?
All right, so anyway, fanny packs, Florida, pool tables, go karts. What about art that is
Oh boy.
art that isn't like
Modern art.
Here we go.
yeah, like
Abstract art.
yeah, art that's like just a few dots on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Like very little effort.
Yeah,
Someone.
little
Art that is you're watching some man jizz on a
what
on a
art show
blank
have you been to?
canvas, and then he sprinkles it with glitter.
glitter and
and then he shakes the glitter off the canvas where he jizzed on, and it's just some jizz streak.
and you see everybody watching like bid
Wow.
extreme amounts
Wow.
of money on it, trying to
Yeah.
buy it.
And like he doesn't say anything. He like he's quiet about it, and then everybody claps silently like, yes, very nice, well done, like good performance. Like,
$10,000.
yeah, it goes off.
Yeah,
an
it starts at
absurd amount of
10,000.
money
Absurd.
for glitter jizz.
Or somebody
portrait.
like plucks an eyelid,
Mm.
eyelash,
Yeah,
just glues it
It
onto
glues it-
a white canvas.
like a giant
yeah,
white canvas.
yeah,
Art.
that is
No, that's
art.
not art.
What would you call that piece?
I know.
What you did last summer.
I don't know.
Oh man,
It's shit.
but it's bad.
I feel like it's just very disrespectful to just call it art. I mean, I guess I'm being disrespectful and
in making fun of it.
yeah.
I think it's just it goes to show that there's a certain group of people that admire this kind of art that it's like why? Like I wish I could talk to somebody who appreciated abstract art because it's
abstract. I think you mean more
abstract is a little bit
like
general.
modern. Because I'm pretty sure no, doesn't that fall in the
It's just
category?
like art that's not that like clearly there's no effort.
Yeah, that's one thing that bothers me. You can't have no effort put into it and just call it art when you have
I guess it
art
is a
pieces.
sort of form of art though.
Well, I mean, everything is a form of art.
Yeah.
But I feel it's more disrespectful to the people who make nice paintings.
It's just that I appreciate art that conveys some sort of a message or there's beautiful contrast, the colors are vibrant.
Yep.
Mhm.
It depicts a nice scene. That takes
interesting.
skill.
Yeah.
That
Like, like
takes.
Starry Night.
I
Like,
can appreciate that
When
because
it requires like even just things that have like straight lines
yes,
are interesting.
right.
But like when you have like
Symmetry,
two
things with
dots,
symmetry.
go fuck yourself. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
there's composition to art, and like there's so much that's involved into making good art. But then don't disrespect me by putting a couple paint splatters on a canvas and something that's done in 15 minutes, and you put that in an art gallery, and then
High
now you have
prices.
people sitting there like,
oh,
this is great.
they're trying to depict meaning from it, but there's
This-
nothing there.
As,
So
as we can see,
Oh,
the
that's the
artist
point.
was very angry when he was doing this.
Right,
Like
like
no, he just threw some paint on some.
right. You can't get moved from that.
have you guys ever seen the blank white canvas? No,
just as
it was
that,
just a
that's it?
white canvas,
Oh,
or
Lord,
like
where was
a
that at?
rectangle. I don't know. A modern art museum.
Okay.
It's just a white canvas, and like, why is that there? I mean, I understand,
It's the branch of
It's-
ideas.
Yeah.
It's to depict.
but that's
the future.
zero work.
Mhm.
I
You
go to my
um,
fax machine, get a piece of paper.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't
All right.
understand.
And I think we're hitting on more of that whole genre of art, and that lifestyle of art is extremely gassed and overrated. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, like
Because even
people
the
who-
people who
Yeah.
appreciate that are extremely overrated.
I always picture very bougie.
Yeah,
extremely
exactly.
overconfident and pretentious.
They think they know everything.
Yeah, and that's not us being judgmental.
That's really what it is.
No,
I
that's-
feel like
that's us
it's
being
you have
judgmental.
it is us being judgmental. But at the same point, it's why do these people feel like? And I don't know.
We're the type of people they make fun of, so it's all good.
Right.
Yeah, we make fun of each other. They make
Right.
fun of us for
It's
being
conflicting worlds.
You know, it's just how the world's gonna work.
But-
from now on.
Like I said, in terms of art, we love art. Art's cool,
Yeah, it's nice when it's clear that it's either interesting
or it's taking skill.
or there's like
Effort.
there's a skill involved.
Yes.
I saw once like a canvas that a guy just like ripped up, and I thought that was cool. And
You
like
know-
and I even though there was no effort or skill involved, it was interesting. But when you put like a box on a canvas, I don't care.
Right.
It's not
You
something
know what
I
is
give a shit about.
beautiful? I love watching people do street art with chalk and stuff like that, with the 3-dimensional street
Mhm.
art.
where in the beginning you don't see like
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
But
you have
then
to
in the-
step back, and it looks like a lava pit of some
Oh,
sort.
I
You
know
know
what
I'm
you're
talking
talking about.
The
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
three-dimensional art.
Yep. Or in the blink of an eye it changes. Like
Yeah.
he just like he shreds all of the I don't know what you call
The
it.
dust.
The dust off.
Chalk.
And
Yeah.
all that remains is like a beautiful landscape or something.
I
It's
think
cool.
like graffiti's cool too. Like
Yeah.
like when people draw I was gonna say where, but it's best I don't. When people like draw specific items in the not when they just write words. I don't know what that means. They say like some stupid shit like cobweb or some dumb shit. I don't care.
Will-o-wisp.
Skittle. just absurd names.
Franken. Like
I
it's
don't
just stupid shit. I don't like that. But when somebody draws something, it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
And like on it because it like you could see some YouTube videos of like guys like drawing it, and it's like they layer things with the paint because
I
the
like-
paint covers things.
yeah,
That's really
I
cool.
like. You know what I like about that too is the vandalism aspect of it.
It's really raw. It's hardcore.
It's so hardcore, very grunge, like very like underground, against the man type of, against the establishment. It's very
You ever
I
watch
like that's cool to look. you know.
Banksy's documentary?
Yeah.
Exit to the gift shop.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good. That's
I
some good
highly
drive.
recommend that. That is excellent.
This
okay.
is really fun.
So I think that covers
Yeah, pretty much.
art, at least.
Yeah.
In our opinion.
And I mean,
Yo, man,
the
you know
stuff
what
that
else is
sucks about art.
You know, it's
Yeah.
extremely gassed and overrated.
Let me hear it.
Our opinions.
Our opinion.
That, but also like sneaker collecting.
Oh, really?
Oh man, why are you paying $600?
Oh yeah, for the really
Listen.
expensive ones, I don't. And you're not wearing it. It's
And
mind
it's sitting in your closet.
I mean, I can't believe people would do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not worth it, especially if you don't wear them. It's cool to collect cool sneakers, and wear 'em.
Absolutely.
but if you're just gonna like have it on a shelf, go fuck yourself, because that's
I
useless.
I think that if you're just collecting it just to collect it,
It's a bougie.
oh, I need to get all of this. I need the whole set. You know, you're not getting them because you think they look cool or you plan on wearing them. I mean, if you're not gonna wear them, okay. But if they look cool, I think that's okay. You know.
It's just so they could post it on the sneaker
Right,
Reddit.
and I think it's very telling of this generation
It's more like bragging rights.
Where
I have this
exactly,
really
It's a
where
expensive-
specific like group of
where America is extremely brand oriented, and everybody is just judging and basing each other off of exactly what they're wearing. You
and
know
what
what I
they
mean?
have and
what
don't
they
have.
exactly. So like what gets the most likes on Instagram?
A pair of
Some-
Yeezys or
eh,
Converses.
Right, and it's overrated.
Yeah, it's
It's gassed.
a lot of the time like I mentioned Yeezys. That's a thing that's gassed,
Mhm.
and that isn't even that lit.
And I like them. They're cool looking. Just don't be $700 to $1,000. Like, you know what I mean?
That's all the resale.
They're really
people
overpriced.
and stuff.
Yeah, and like, a shame on these like establishments that are selling these like sneakers where they know what the demand is.
Well, they put low supply. There's like
And then
a
the
very limited amount. that they
Exactly.
it's
release.
usually
And
cheap.
they know that.
It's usually cheap on the retail, but since they have such low supply, the demand is only so high. This is business 101, and so what happens is they resell for these thousands of dollars
Well,
and
no,
all that
my,
stuff.
My issue with it is that why don't they just mass produce it?
Well,
so
yeah,
that
that's-
everybody
that's
has a chance
still
to get it.
The
then it won't be bougie,
Right.
and then
that's
people
what I'm
can't
saying,
brag
shame
about
on
it.
them. It's like,
They
Yeah.
create the culture for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah, they're smart.
It's a good marketing scheme because if you make such a limited quality, anytime you come up with the next one, it's gonna sell out.
Mm-hmm.
So like when Kanye's a bad example, or I mean like if Nike comes out with a shoe
Mm-hmm.
and like some celebrity wears that type of shoe and that shoe already sold out, when they come out with that shoe again, people are gonna buy it no matter what, and that's part of like the culture that it creates.
You know what else is really overrated?
Let me hear it.
Hot Pockets.
Hot Pockets suck because
George is looking at me crazy.
I mean, I eat them.
I think Hot Pockets are extremely overrated.
That's my lunch.
the one problem about Hot
During
Pockets
the
is,
week.
is the burning sensation you have in your mouth when you're eating
That
them right
and the
away.
Tostino's pizza rolls. I
Same
can
thing.
never
yeah,
eat one
bagel
without-
bites. Bagel bites are overrated.
There goes all
No.
possibilities of a sponsorship from
No,
those people.
I
Listen.
disagree. Bagel
Are you
bites,
kidding me?
Bagel bites was
Bagel
the
bites are
shit.
rocking.
When I was younger, that was all I used
Have
to
you had
eat.
bagel bites recently?
Yes,
And you enjoyed them?
I love them.
Really?
Yeah, but
Bagel bites are pretty good.
Did you
So-
catch the carcinogens from the cardboard that those bagels, are made
the
out
bagels
of?
aren't made well. Now
God.
imagine real deal bagel bites,
I've
where
made-
you
I've
take a
made-
good ass bagel and you make it.
And
We
it's
get
like
some
some
good
pizza?
cheese. It's like a pizza situation.
yeah, you
Yeah,
get
I'm
some
down with
tomato
that.
sauce.
I could
yeah,
get down with
that's-
that
it's
real
really
quick.
good,
Hot-
homemade,
yeah, make me one of those.
homemade little
I'm
pizza.
fine with
Mama,
that.
Mama Italia.
But still, pizza rolls, I think are I don't know. If
Oh
they're
man, we're gonna have to
overrated.
agree to disagree on that.
Well, yeah, it's
They're
okay.
not. It's not like high quality stuff, but it tastes really good.
I can never because you try to eat a little bit, you can't put the whole thing,
Yeah.
or else it just
It's-
explodes and your
yeah.
mouth is gone. Because the outside is much cooler
Than the
than what you
inside.
think
That
is
is true.
on the inside. So every time, but the thing is, if you try to just eat a little like corner of it, the other half of the inside just spews right out, and now you're just with tomato sauce and cheese on your pants. Like,
And it's
what do I do?
hot.
Of course.
It's always hot. These microwaved items in general are
Mm.
gassed,
TV
but not
dinners.
that. Not that lit.
I hate microwave things.
Microwave
I
things suck.
Soggy.
Always, because
They're
it's
so soggy.
all the ice that surrounds it just makes it wet when you
Disgusting.
microwave
Yeah.
it.
Disgusting.
I think toaster ovens are the way to go,
Yeah,
Toaster ovens is
toaster
always the
ovens
way
are
to
a great
go.
invention.
but they're kind of
It's more healthy,
getting outdated
possibly.
though. No,
I don't know.
I
By
feel like
what? What's taking
yeah, what's
over
replacing
the...
a toaster oven?
microwaves.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Well, you
No
get
way.
way better experience from. Would you rather microwave
Okay,
a
it
pizza
just
or
takes
toaster
longer.
oven?
Well,
a
I don't.
pizza?
I don't like microwaving anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Personally, think a toaster oven, but for the convenience factor, you have a
Yeah, it's
microwave.
like 2 seconds.
Oh, let me just put this bagel in for 30 seconds. I got a
Mhm.
warm bagel. Toaster oven, you're there for 20 minutes just to heat up one bagel. You know.
That's why you gotta get a toaster for bagels.
Is that a thing?
Well, no, you just use a regular
Oh,
toaster.
okay.
Oh my god.
That'd be pretty cool. Toaster bagels.
That would be a waste. You just use a regular toaster. You don't have to make a whole new product for a bagel.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I actually saw. Have you ever seen like the bagel slicers?
No.
That's cool as fuck. There's like you put a bagel in like a box, right? And then
Mhm.
there's this giant blade that you just like press onto the
Hmm.
bagel, and it slices the bagel. It was the coolest shit. I saw that once. I was like, damn, that's dope. That's a household item you don't really need.
Absolutely.
Don't bring that around your kids.
Yeah, they will start slicing each other. It's not
Little
okay.
mini guillotines.
Yeah, that's really what it is. It's like a bagel
Hey
guillotine.
Jimmy, put your neck here.
Sure.
Yeah, all right.
Clang.
All right, what else? What else is over? What's
all right, so
gassed?
we talked about art. We talked about pool tables. We talked about go-karts. But how about driving in general? Do you guys think driving is
What?
gassed?
What is that?
I don't think so.
You don't think driving's gassed?
Why would driving be gassed?
When
I don't know. I feel like it's
As a mode of transportation?
I think it's just it's a good thing.
I
But
think
driving in general, like you behind the wheel doing the action,
I'm thinking,
sucks.
but does anybody enjoy driving? I mean, there's people that enjoy
I feel like
driving.
people will enjoy driving.
But is there anything better?
All right, I think that we'll ignore that one then, because that shit didn't work out anyway. So
I think those like eco electric cars are a little bit gassed
okay,
because they made such a big deal about them, where it's like the future of electric
Of tomorrow.
tomorrow is these electric motors, and it's like, are they?
They suck.
I don't really see too many of them.
No,
they're
like-
not around. It's hard to charge them.
They're actually
yeah.
not better for the environment because you still have to charge it, which then which
you
you
have to
need
use
electricity
power.
for. Which
Uh-huh.
Some
how do you
nuclear
make
power
electricity?
plants.
Use fossil
Potatoes.
fuels, potatoes.
Yeah,
Sell
Fill
up
up
a
a
backyard
leftover
full.
lunch.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's my car.
Hamsters on a wheel.
yeah, all that.
So, or you could just get a car that has very good MPGs,
Mhm.
and you're probably.
I think a
saving-
hybrid is a good idea.
Well, yeah, the hybrids are. That's what they say.
I think a hybrid's
that's
not the
pretty
worst idea, and I think I think even better would just be like a straight up solar powered car, which I think
That
already
you can't use during the
happen.
night.
That you can't use, but that's not true because solar power would be something that would charge the battery, right? So
Yeah.
you would charge the battery, and at night, if you have to drive, you would just use the leftover battery that I had during the day. The juice doesn't leave the system essentially.
Hmm.
So I mean, electric cars kind of do suck because not every gas station is ready to go with like electrical power supply for
Yeah.
your car.
I've never even seen one.
I neither have I, so I feel like that kind of sucks about that.
In Europe, I've seen charging stations for cars.
I'll tell you what really is gas though about cars, and I really am super duper tired of hearing about it, is self-driving cars. I really don't care about that.
I want to see it, man.
I don't think it's gonna be a good thing.
I do.
What if you're just driving
I want to take a nap
and
You're just
while I
relying.
drive.
have your brother drive you? I don't know.
I want that element of danger where I know I could probably die, but I could sleep through it.
It's too risky. You're relying on software to carry you to your destination.
Yeah, what if
It's
you're
so
walking down the
sketchy.
street?
Future, that's
You're
the
walking down
future.
the street.
Trying to
Does the Oh, okay. Doing a crip walk. I don't-
Yeah.
What are we?
Which brings us to another thing that's pretty gassed, in my opinion, is television shows. In specific, SpongeBob SquarePants is extremely gassed.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's gotten a lot worse.
Oh,
It is so overhyped, and
now at least. I
the
thought
only
it was
purpose of
amazing.
it now is for memes. Like,
Oh,
other
I
than
see what you
that,
mean.
like, it's
But you liked it.
you need to.
you
you
never
liked
liked SpongeBob?
I loved SpongeBob,
Okay.
but it's now gotten to the point where it's overhyped, where it's overstayed its welcome and it needs to end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think wasn't there a big change around in the
Right, like they-
script because they wanted it
Probably.
to be more kid friendly.
I don't know. They changed a lot of things around, and
It's so corny now. It used to be
Yeah.
so like.
I mean, of course, growing up changes your perspective on these things,
Mm,
and it's a great show, but it's just, let it die. You gotta let
I
it
think
end.
so too. Yeah, I think it would be cool if they took the original people who created that, the original SpongeBob what we grew up on, and they made a new show out of it, or they started something new together. Because then it would be, and it would be cool if it was like an Adult Swim show where they can kind of like do whatever they want.
Mhm.
And because I think SpongeBob, especially old-fashioned SpongeBob, could have been hilarious if it had no rules basically in what they could put out. But also, it doesn't work because of like the setting. 'Cause
Let me extend that by saying that I think cable television in general is overhyped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It is becoming so unnecessary.
Well, yeah, that's.
You mean like TV
just no
on your like
cable period.
not
There's
on?
so many other outlets of of entertainment that you watch your videos from that you almost don't need cable
Well, yeah, I've
anymore.
heard many opinions
YouTube
where
TV is doing the thing.
these streaming sites,
Right,
know,
like,
Netflix,
just
are
think
starting
about
to take over.
Exactly. Think about
You know, Netflix is responsible for 30% of the total broadband usage in the world, meaning like
I wouldn't doubt it.
30% of like the
wild.
content being streamed in the network
right.
is Netflix.
So why do I need the golf channel? I don't.
Why
You
are you paying
nobody-
for that? I don't- I
Because
don't
it's part of my
know.
cable
I
package.
don't think you like
That's-
golf.
Cable companies are so gassed.
Yeah.
It's like Florida,
Yeah.
where they give you a bunch of shit you don't want and make you pay for it.
Yeah, and make you think it's cool to pay for.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
yeah,
they-
I know you guys like watching Showtime. No, really.
Or they take it away. Like you have a really cool show, and the next morning let's see this is my favorite show. Let's watch it. Oh, you have to pay for it. Like I
Right.
was just.
Oh,
paying
you have
for
to
this.
wait till it comes on to watch it.
Like, honestly, it is just there's nothing that appeals to me in the form of television now that's like I couldn't get from YouTube or Netflix or from
So it's not
Yeah,
shows.
how
it's
can
just
you-
the cable TV setup that you have to deal with,
exactly
where you have to flick through the channels, have to like
like programming.
you have to hopefully The Walking Dead's on or whatever you watch.
Yeah, but even
And,
then, the
like-
shows are still kind of lame. You
Like
know?
what?
The shows that Netflix or other streaming sites don't have. These streaming sites have a lot of the things that most people watch on TV anyways. So
Mhm.
you're not missing out.
It's just
if you don't have cable.
I think my speaking, myself in general, I don't find myself sitting down and watching television anymore.
You know what I do watch?
I
though?
spot a show maybe
let
that
you
I
go.
like, a series that I like, and I'll watch it when it comes on once a week. But I'm not going to sit in front of a television and watch it for 4 or 5 hours straight. You know what I mean?
I hardly could do it today.
Like that was
I did
such a big concern in the 90s and the early 2000s was how bad it was for people to watch 4 to 6 hours of television a night.
Uh-huh.
But now I feel like that's declined. Like
It's just been
now
replaced.
people are watching 4 to 6 hours of Netflix
Mm-hmm.
and
More maybe,
right, and it's like
because they could go anywhere with it.
exactly it's more of like these primetime shows and things like that aren't getting the same value that they used to have, and it's being totally overwritten by these services that you can watch other things. You know what I mean?
I think it'd be cool if, okay. So before I even go, one channel that I really do like watching, if I could plug them, is this Viceland. After they came out, I think
Everybody likes Viceland, which is a little overhyped.
You think Viceland's overhyped?
Yeah, it's a little bit overhyped.
It's cool because you get to watch. You can watch it on there, but you could also watch it on their website for free, basically.
I mean,
Right,
they have some pretty interesting topics.
They have a
They do.
lot of interesting shows.
right, and I think that's the stuff that I want to watch.
It's new. It's like new TV. You know what I mean? It's not like
It's gonna
TV
be interesting to see
that's
when
afraid
yes,
of like talking about certain things.
it's gonna be
and that's
interesting
cool.
to see when our generation gets into our 40s, 50s, and like what's gonna be available to
what
watch.
do they like?
Like, because we know what we like to watch,
Yeah.
right? It's more like YouTube,
Podcasts.
podcasts. Like, we get our entertainment from so many other outlets besides cable television.
Uh-huh.
Will cable television eventually die out and be replaced by new forms of entertainment and media?
I think so. I think.
And I think
cable
that's
is gonna
quickly
be
happening.
irrelevant.
Well, you know what Netflix does to like so you know the House of Cards on
Mhm.
Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
That show was created solely on data that they've collected about people and what they want to see and what they
Okay.
want to watch. So they see what people their tendencies to watch things on Netflix were. So if you watch XYZ shows and you really like those shows, they collected all that data and were like, let's make a show out of this data. And House of Cards is a show that came out. That show is extremely successful.
Yeah.
So that's what I end up seeing ultimately happening with shows and stuff. They're gonna collect data on you, and it's gonna be a lot of data, and they're gonna tailor shows specifically for you
Yeah.
as a specific group of
That'd be
people that watch a specific thing. And that's not 100% bad, but they are taking a lot of data from you, which is already public, I guess you would say. Nobody cares about their privacy anymore.
Well, I mean, that's not a big deal, you know. You're just watching a show.
Yeah.
They're not stealing
your social.
information. They don't know what you're doing.
Taking your
They
money.
just know what you're watching.
Yeah.
And taking your money.
Yeah, they're not looking at you with your hand down your pants while you're watching the television and, you know, flicking the tip of your dick a little bit.
They're not seeing that shit.
Hopefully no one is.
I hope nobody is. If you're doing that on purpose, you're a creep.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's
You-
okay if you're
Listen,
doing.
I accept you for whatever you're doing in front of the privacy of your own
Well, no, you could do it in the privacy of your home.
television set while you're watching.
Don't do it in front of me.
And don't
Well-
make me watch.
Oh, well, then.
Another thing, what about the Netflix original shows?
They're nice.
They're see why they're all like more or less
And that-
highly
and that-
rated.
and that's why.
Super good.
I'm
They're
saying
they're all like based off of what you
can't
want.
watch that on cable.
You can't.
Exactly.
So
So
I mean,
these
that's really good
content-
marketing.
But you yeah, I mean some people kind of hit or miss with it though. Like Hulu kind of you don't really hear about their originals.
Yeah, because I think Netflix is so accessible and extremely overhyped, but in a good way, to the point where, like, you know, I want to see what's on
It's
Netflix.
overhyped, but
It's a good
in a
hype.
way that's providing a service that is, you know, can't be replaced. Like there were like forerunners, like into this new generation of making
Media
making
streaming.
media accessible and making entertainment accessible.
They're probably the first ones to do it right.
Yeah.
And to do it in a way Netflix is Netflix is an interesting company because most of the times when they evolved, nobody complained about it. So like when they changed their layouts
Mhm.
or when they changed their formulas, nobody complained about it almost ever.
Yeah.
They kind of just it's not like if like Facebook changes their way they look, everyone goes berserk or something like that.
Right.
Netflix doesn't do that, and that's cool.
Everyone's down with Netflix.
Everyone is down with Netflix.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of things today.
Yeah.
We went into very different avenues of things that are very hyped and too gassed. And I think this warrants maybe like future episodes to continue about other things that we think are
Yeah,
gassed.
if we think of new topics, we can probably bring that
For
back
sure,
in.
we're
because
definitely gonna bring some more topics into this. Sort
There are
of
endless
conversation.
amounts of things that are overrated and gassed up that you could talk about.
On a semi-serious episode of the Los Amigos podcast.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to.
We
You
need
need to
opinions.
learn.
You gotta share my opinion.
gotta
Gotta
learn
get
my
some
opinion.
opinions.
You gotta
on
get to
stuff.
know what we think about
Yeah.
certain things.
Yeah, how we know.
I
about
don't know
these
how much
things.
I hate Florida.
And what Dylan does when he's watching Netflix.
Mm.
Netflix the tip of his dick.
Oh yeah, nice little hand down my pants as I watch Halle Berry and Adam Sandler's on their new television series.
What are they doing? What's it called?
It's called Lonely People.
Oh, so it's just them two.
Yeah, it's just them, and it's the end of the world, and they're lonely.
And they're people.
Yeah, but Adam Sandler's still trying to be funny.
And Halle Berry.
Oh,
and
she's
he's
not
still-
having it.
She's not having any of it.
She'd rather fuck Monitor Lizard.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, because
That-
you know the
that
animals are
bastard.
still alive.
Oh, the animals came
Yeah.
took over.
Yeah, so catch that on Fox at 9.
Oh.
Damn, prime time television.
Season
It's
premiere
good.
next
It's
week.
good. The pilot was great.
I bet.
Yeah.
Must have blown them away.
So
all right,
that's
y'all.
gonna wrap it up for today.
Yeah, let's end it here.
Thank you for listening. We are Los Amigos. To my left, I am with George.
Hello.
Signing off, Dave
Later, guys.
and Dylan. We will see you next time on Los
Los
Amigos.